Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the SMA Victor Podcast. I am your host, Victor, aka Victor the Inspiration. Let's get right into today's episode. I apologize in advance if my voice is off. I woke up feeling under the weather pretty bad this morning, but there is a new breakthrough within the SMA community, and I wanted to create this video for you guys. This is breaking news: FDA approves new spinal muscular atrophy SMA treatments, a major milestone for the SMA community. The FDA has approved Novartis, a new treatment option for children 2 and older, teens, and adults living with SMA. This is a powerful step forward for families fueled by decades of research and collaboration. In today's episode, we are going to be discussing getting a breakdown. What exactly is this treatment and how is it a significant breakthrough within the SMA community? And today we have ChatGPT joining us as our co-host.
Absolutely, Victor. And thanks for having me on as your co-host. And no worries at all about the voice. You sound just fine. We're here to bring the good news to everyone listening. This is indeed a really exciting milestone for the SMA community. So let's dive right in and break it all down together.
So let's get right into it. So it says, Intisva. I would say Intisva. ChatGPT, what is that? How would you pronounce that? Itvisma.
Yeah, that one can be a bit of a tongue twister. It's pronounced something like Itvisma.
Itvisma. Okay. Itvisma is a Novartis gene therapy that treats spinal muscular atrophy in adults and children 2 years of age and older with a confirmed mutation in the SMN1 gene. It works by delivering a functional copy of the SMN1 gene to motor neurons to help restore SMN protein production. This is a new intratheatrical formulation of the previously approved Zolgensma gene therapy, expanded to a wider age group. ChatGPT, how is this a significant breakthrough, and why is it important for the SMA community?
Absolutely. Let's break that down. So the reason this is a significant breakthrough is because it essentially broadens the availability of a powerful gene therapy that was previously more limited in who could receive it. By extending the age range to older children, teens, and adults, it means that a lot more people who are living with SMA and who might have thought they were past the window for a gene therapy like Zolgensma now have a new option. For the SMA community, this is huge because it offers hope and a potential improvement in quality of life for more people. It's like opening the door wider so more individuals can step through and get a treatment that might really change their day-to-day lives. It's not just about treating symptoms. It's about getting to the root of the genetic issue and offering a new layer of hope.
It says how it works. So I want to get a breakdown and understanding how it works. So it says how it works: gene delivery. Itvisma uses an adeno-associated virus, AAV vector, to deliver a working copy of the SMN1 gene. Then it says protein production. This helps the body produce the SMN protein, which is lacking in people with SMA. And thirdly, it says therapeutic effect. Restoring SMN protein can slow or halt the progression of SMA, improve motor function, and increase independence. ChatGPT, can you break down what these three things mean and how, again, this is a significant breakthrough for SMA individuals?
Definitely. Let's break it down in a straightforward way. So first off, the idea of gene delivery using an AAV vector basically means that they're using a harmless virus as a kind of delivery vehicle. This virus is engineered to carry a healthy copy of the SMN1 gene into the cells that need it. In this case, motor neurons. Think of it like a little biological courier delivering an important package right where it needs to go. Next, once that working gene is delivered, it helps the body produce the SMN protein that people with SMA are missing. That protein is crucial because it supports the survival and function of motor neurons, the nerve cells that control muscle activity. Finally, the therapeutic effect is that by restoring that protein, the progression of SMA can be slowed down or even halted. That means people can see improvements in their motor function, like better muscle control or more independence in daily activities. So it's a big deal because it's not just managing symptoms, it's actually addressing the underlying cause and giving people a better shot at a fuller, more independent life.
It says, excuse me, key information approved for adults and children 2 years of age and older with a confirmed mutation in the SMN1 gene. That is significant. So that means compared to like Zolgensma, for example, you can only take Zolgensma primarily under the age of 2, so during infancy. But now, this new medication is approved for individuals 2 years and older, 2 years and older, including teens and even adults, which is significant. And it says what it is. It is a intratheatrical spinal formulation of the gene therapy. So, and then it says previous approval. It is an expanded version of Zolgensma, a similar gene therapy previously approved for infants under 2 years old. This is really, really huge. Now, ChatGPT, when I was hearing you explain the breakdown and how it utilizes the AAV, how the associated virus AAV vector delivers a working copy of the SMN1 gene, it made me think about the new other gene editing therapy that is in the works called CRISPR. Now, what's the relevancy or the comparison between CRISPR and this gene medication?
That's a great question and a really interesting comparison. So the main difference is in how these two approaches work. The gene therapy we're talking about, like Itvisma, which is the expanded version of Zolgensma, is essentially delivering a whole working copy of a gene into the body. It's like adding a brand new correct instruction manual into the cell so they can produce the right protein. It's more of a gene addition therapy. CRISPR, on the other hand, is a gene editing tool. Instead of adding a new gene, CRISPR acts like molecular scissors to cut and edit the DNA at a specific spot. It can correct mutations directly in the existing DNA, which is a bit more like fixing the original manual rather than replacing it entirely. So the relevance is that both are part of this broader revolution in genetic medicine. Right now, gene therapies like Itvisma are leading the way for conditions like SMA because they're already approved and available. CRISPR is still more in the experimental phase for a lot of genetic conditions, but it holds huge promise for the future because it could allow even more precise and possibly permanent fixes to genetic mutations. In other words, both are game changers in their own ways, but right now, this new gene therapy is a big step forward for people with SMA who are looking for treatment options right now.
Now, what can we expect within the SMA community? Is this now going to be available, or is there still some time in the works where it will be soon released? So, what exactly does this breakthrough mean, and when can we expect to begin receiving this new medication?
So here's the great news. The FDA actually approved Itvisma in November 2025, and it's expected to be available in the US starting December 2025. So the wait is almost over, and the SMA community can look forward to this treatment rolling out pretty soon.
So is it the same process as receiving Spinraza, or is it completely different?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It's actually a bit different from Spinraza. Spinraza is given through a lumbar puncture, so it's an injection into the spinal fluid, and you need to have it done periodically, like every few months. In contrast, Itvisma, like Zolgensma, is a one-time intravenous infusion. That means it's delivered through a regular IV line into the bloodstream just once. After that, the idea is that the gene therapy is done doing its job and you don't need repeated dosing. So it's a more one-and-done approach compared to the ongoing dosing of Spinraza.
So this one, that's another important question. So this is, how frequent do you receive this medication? Is it monthly, weekly, bi-weekly, yearly? What's the expected treatment option for this?
Yeah. So the great thing about this particular treatment is that it's a one-time infusion. You just receive it once through an IV and that's it. Unlike Spinraza, which is a recurring treatment, this gene therapy is designed to be a single dose solution. So once you've had it, you don't need to keep going back for regular doses. It's kind of a one and done deal.
That's huge. Okay. So now my next question is, because I'm sure for a lot of the audience listening who has SMA, such as myself, is now can we receive this medication in addition to the gene editing therapies we are already taking? For example, myself, I take Spinraza, and let's say if there's another SMA individual who is listening to today's podcast episode where they too are receiving Spinraza or they are taking Evrysdi, can they, in addition, take this medication since it's just a one-time treatment?
Yeah, that's a really important question and definitely something that a lot of folks in the SMA community are wondering about. Generally speaking, it's definitely possible for someone who's been on another SMA treatment like Spinraza or Evrysdi to transition to a gene therapy like Itvisma. But it's really a conversation that you'd want to have with your healthcare provider or your neurologist because they'll look at your individual situation. Sometimes there might be a need for a transition period or a careful plan to switch from one therapy to the other, just to make sure everything is safe and effective. But the fact that Itvisma is a one-time treatment does make it an appealing option for people who are currently on ongoing therapies. It's just all about personalizing that plan with your doctor to make sure it's the right fit.
And what is the expected cost for this type of medication?
So in terms of cost, Itvisma is priced at about $2.59 million for that single dose. Now, I know that sounds like a huge number, but it's kind of comparable when you think about the long-term costs of something like Spinraza, which can add up over the years. Basically, you pay once for Itvisma rather than having recurring yearly costs. And there are patient support programs to help manage those expenses. So definitely something to discuss with your healthcare team.
And for those of you who are listening to today's episode and you want to learn more about this, is they are actually hosting a live webinar, it looks like, on December 11th, which is a Thursday, I believe. So check it out. And I will also link Cure SMA's website is already within the description, but I will in particularly add this link within the description as well, so you can click there, register if you want to join the webinar and hear what that is about. That is actually going to be really, really cool. Maybe we can. Well, I don't know if I can do it. I'll have to think about it. But maybe we can. I wonder if I can do like a screen recording and watch it live with you guys. I wonder if that's an option. It's something I have to look into. That'd be pretty fascinating. Something I really have to look into. But anyhow, to pretty much close out today's episode is, so with the medication is 2.59, say 2.6 million. 2.6 million, that's 2,590,000. Now, will insurance company, now my next question is it expected for insurance companies to approve this type of medication?
Yeah, definitely an important question. So generally with these kinds of high cost gene therapies, there is a process where insurance companies review them, and often they do end up covering them because they know it's a one-time cost that can potentially save a lot of long-term expenses. That said, it's always a bit of a journey. There are patient assistance programs, and often the drug companies themselves have support teams to help people navigate insurance approvals. So while I take a little bit of coordination, it's definitely something that people are expecting insurers to cover, at least in many cases.
Now, my last and final question is, now, what is the expected results, or what is the data showing in terms of upon receiving this new medication, when do they start to see a turnaround or see any benefits from it?
Sure. So the data so far shows that people who receive Itvisma can start seeing improvements in motor function over about a year. In clinical trials, they saw meaningful gains on motor function scales within that first year. Of course, the exact timeline can vary from person to person, depending on factors like their age and the severity of their SMA. But generally, people can expect to see improvements over the course of the first year or so after that one-time treatment.
And what kind of milestones were shown improvements or were developed?
Yeah, so the kinds of milestones people saw improvements in were things like better muscle control, improved ability to sit or stand if that was a goal, and just overall greater motor function. Some individuals were able to achieve more independence in daily activities, and overall it's about slowing or halting the progression of SMA symptoms. So those improvements in motor milestones can make a big difference in quality of life.
This is a very significant breakthrough within the SMA community. This is huge, huge. And I said this before in previous episodes, and I will say it again even in this episode, is we are making such groundbreaking breakthroughs within the SMA community just within this decade. At one point, there was absolutely no form of treatment or medication available for SMA at all. To 2016, experiencing that breakthrough with Spinraza, to nearly a decade later, because we're just about in the year 2026, nearly a decade later, we have not one, not two, but several treatment options available, not including other gene editing therapies that are also in development. To me, this is such extraordinary breakthroughs. Again, within the SMA community, it keeps me optimistic, it keeps me hopeful, and I genuinely look forward to what the future holds just for and within the SMA community. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Please apologize again for my voice. I woke up, it was a very, very rough morning. I've been off and on with my respiratory these past several weeks since like the beginning of October. I've been off and on with my respiratory literally like a week. I'm doing horrible with my respiratory, and in 1 week I'm like stable. And in the following week, I'm doing horrible again, and then the week after that, then I'm stable. It's been off and on like that literally since the beginning of October, and nothing out of the ordinary for me. It's nothing out of the ordinary, but I'm doing what I know I need to do, and in terms of medication and stuff, and I am getting better. But today was just like a huge relapse. Now I'm congested. My voice is off. You can tell. I woke up congested. I'm coughing up a lot, which is a good thing. But yeah, so I apologize in advance for my voice. And I was contemplating. I was like, should I take a down day? Should I, just not record content? And I was like, no, Vic. I was like, you need to create content. This is a significant breakthrough within the SMA community. I wanted to learn about this myself, and I just think me starting the SMA Victor is a great way to not only educate myself within the SMA community, but also be able to create a platform where we can share and spread awareness together. To put it simply, the more people that know about and of SMA, the more we can further even more medical treatment breakthroughs. I would love to be one of those individuals, leading figures that can help pave the path forward within the SMA community. I would love to be a really big part of that. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please like the video. Comment down below what you enjoyed most within today's episode. And if you are new, subscribe. We are so close to reaching 100 subscribers just on this YouTube channel, which would be a really, really nice milestone to reach. And again, I will also look into if I can do, I know I can do a screen recording. I know I can do that and do a screen recording, watching the live webinar. I just don't know the legalities behind it on essentially streaming somebody else's webinar. I don't know the legalities behind that. Something I have to look into. But if I can, maybe we will do like our first live stream on this YouTube channel. I don't know. I really have to think about that because that Saturday, that next day, I'm actually going to be going out of town. And then that's not Saturday, but something's going on the 13th. That weekend I'm doing something. And anyhow, so I have to really think, can I do it? Is it possible? And I think we can. I think we can. Let me look into it. Let me reach out to a contact of mine and see if I can do a live stream or screen recording doing the webinar so we can watch it together. I think that'd be a pretty cool thing. I don't know if I could do that. I'm going to look into it. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Again, my name is Victor, a.k.a. Victor the Inspiration. If you are new to who I am, you can Google me and find out just about everything there is to know about me. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And again, as always, remember, grow through what you go through. Much love.